truth science.
As well as the standard fair use policy, these videos are protected under the Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1787.
Moors are awake. We are taking our place on this planet.
Islam Moors.
My nationality is Moorish.
Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Got another video for you guys. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now this video is going to be a reaction to someone sharing my video on the white Moors to Sabir Bey. Now Sabir Bey, he's a respected guy in the community, so I guess somebody wanted to get his opinion on my video, and this is his reaction.
I'm saying this. So this brother, I'm going to show y'all something. Bear with me. This has my picture in it. I don't know why these dudes be putting my picture in information, my G. Why do these guys put my... Listen, do me a favor. Stop putting my name in... Stop, you can put my name, but please stop putting my photo up there, because I'm going to start charging you Negroes this money for real. I'm for real. So this is what happened. I want you to see this photo right there. That's me at the radio station. That's KRS-One. Somebody screenshot... Hold up. Somebody screenshot that and put a circle around Sal. Now, bear with me. I want y'all to share this. Okay? The title of this was called White Moors. So let me ask y'all this question. Do any of you people know who that person is with that fez on? I'm talking to these people, whoever posted it up there. Do anybody knows who that dude is on that photo with me? Bear with me. Anybody know who that person is? Because you want to call somebody white, but don't know them. Let me go back to this photo one more time. This is the photo that was actually shot. They took a photo from my radio show. Sal was my DJ. Let me tell you something about this Mexican dude that you talked about, because he's a Mexican guy. Let me help you out. Sal is a Mexican brother. If it wasn't for brother Sal, now you would not have my radio show in LA. If you go to Sabir Bey's radio show in LA, you will actually go to LA.
Now he's supposed to be critiquing my video, but he's getting into this Sal character. The thing is this, he was presented this video and he just didn't know how to handle the information. It was just an overload for him.
Talk Live. Brother, pull up LA Talk Live on YouTube and Sabir Bey. If you go there, you will see Sal with... Hear me. See, y'all like these cats that put this bullshit up here. Y'all like them cats that put... It's after 12 o'clock. I can curse now. They like them to put the bullshit up there and call these people white and call them everything. Come to the goddamn source. Come to Sabir and ask him who Sal is. So Sal, the Mexican brother that I didn't even know, passed off $500 to me not once but twice to start that radio show in LA. If it wasn't for brother Sal, there would not be an LA Talk Live Sabir Bey show. I'm going to say this again. If it wasn't for Sal, the Mexican guy that you keep calling white, there would not be a Sabir Bey show in LA. Because Sal is the one that gave me the money to start the show. See, y'all love drama and gossip. Y'all love sensationalism. I feel disrespected by that shit too.
What the heck is he talking about? He's supposed to be critiquing this video and he's talking about gossip and sensationalism. My video was strictly information. What are you talking about, brother?
But I want y'all to understand this. There is no white people. There is no black people. I'm going to say this again. If you want to challenge me, you better come correct, because I damn sure will embarrass you in a heartbeat. There is no black people and there is no white people. One more time. There is no black people. You can get me all your best scholars on here right now. And there is no white people. Neither.
Brother, I will be getting into that. Because for you to say there is no black people and there is no white people and you're going to embarrass somebody, stop it.
The one. So when they put, there it is right there, posted, there it is. That's a Sabir Bey show right there. Go to YouTube. You can punch it in. So Sal, a Mexican, right, said, yo, he gave me 500 ones to start, 500 ones, literally. Start that radio show. So I brought Sal in as a co-host. Yes, don't want to
say that again. Say that again, brother.
White is a status. Yes, don't want to
say that again.
Say white people. Do you understand that white is a status issue? It has nothing to do with complexion. See, this is the yes, don't want to
say that again. Say that again, brother.
White is a status. White is a status. White is a status. You can Google this Egyptian dude. If you go online and Google in YouTube, whatever you choose to, punch in Egyptian coming to the United States had to be classified as white. You can look it up. Don't take my word for it. He said he's not white, but he didn't understand in the United States we are dealing with a colored code caste system. Did that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
All right, let me stop you right there, brother. Now, the Egyptian dude that you're talking about who came over to the United States and they wanted him to classify as white, that was for specific, and you said he did not want to classify himself as white, and he was correct for not wanting to do that. Now, the reason that they classify the Egyptians or people that come from Egypt now as white is because they are trying to steal our history. The man that came from Egypt was clearly a person of African descent, and they wanted him to say or choose that he was white for political reasons, because then that will help them continue to lie and try to say that the Egyptians were whites. And the man did not want to do it because he knew that he was not a white man. He knew that he was of African descent.
And it also, not just to piggyback though, if you in the United States or out here, when you look up white and then you look up in parentheses, because every time they have a word, there's a parentheses and they'll tell you sub-Saharan regions, and then they'll start to list others. So if you Egypt, that would make you the same thing. But that's another convo.
We don't want this kind of conversation because black, white supremacy, police brutality, all that sells. Truth don't sell at all. Truth do not sell at all. So it's called a colored code caste system to identify people. That's what it is. So when they said he was white, I was like, wait a minute, he's white. So I'm gonna go a little further with y'all. Bear with me. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go here for 1 second.
Just because y'all think I might not be tapped in or we not tapped in, and come on, man, they don't just get this.
Brother, you holding up this Noble Drew Ali book, I already know you're lost. You're a lost cause. You're holding that pamphlet up as if it means something.
This to anybody.
Hold on. I'm gonna explain these things to everybody, and I see my brother on here, but bear with me. So he spoke of this guy named Saint Victor Maurus. I don't know if y'all saw that video, but who did this brother look like? What did that dude look like? They showed you one picture of him. They showed this photo, but they didn't show that photo over here. Do you see what he looked like?
Look at him. Sabir, why are you trying to be disingenuous? Trying to point to the other picture that isn't even Saint Victor the Moor. Stop it. Stop it.
You look like a
million.
Okay. So they said that Victor was a white man. Victor wasn't a white man. He was born in the Mediterranean. Oh my God. Did you do the research on? Did that dude do the research on him? Anyone do it? Hold up. Help me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. This is the photo he picked up. That's the photo. Now, I don't know what the brother was saying. That's Wikipedia, right? Even on here, he's not a white man as in white, because I believe he was trying to say white. But if you looked up Victor, Victor was actually born in. You better do your research before y'all do these videos. I know some of y'all be wanting attention. Victor was the Moor, a native of Mauritania, a Christian. Died in 303 in Italy. Really? He was a damn Moor from Italy. But wait a minute. Let's go back.
Now, you see, the problem with Sabir is he thinks he knows everything. He thinks he can't be taught. He's having a brain fart right now because he clearly didn't know who Victor the Moor was. Now, in my video, I clearly explained that Victor the Moor was born in Mauritania. But what Sabir's argument is right now, the nonsensical argument that he's trying to make is because this man was born in Mauritania, that means he's not white. As if there aren't white people being born in South Africa every day. Or African people born outside of the continent of Africa. Does that not make them Africans? No. There are, air quotations, white people that are born in Africa, and they are still white. Romans were the ones running that part of Africa at the time. So naturally, they were having children over there as well. Does that make them not a Roman or, quote, air quotations, a white person because they were born in Africa? No, brother. Your argument is very weak and nonsensical.
Bro, I'm gonna help y'all out. Y'all follow me? Because I want y'all to share this out. I'm a real researcher dude. A real researcher dude. Okay? Bear with me.
A real researcher, but he's just trying to pull up some stuff on the internet. That's what a real researcher does. Why don't you get to the books? You can't. because you knew nothing about Saint Victor the White Moor. You knew nothing about him, so you're running to try to defend something that you can't defend. You're trying to make an argument that this man must have been an African because he was born in Mauritania. No, brother, no.
Now, are y'all following me? I don't want to lose y'all. Are y'all following me? Are y'all following me?
with you?
Because I want to make it plain. I'm not these cats that pull stuff on Wikipedia. I'm going to show y'all step by step. I just did a whole video with Chris. And it's like, yo, how do I have so much and explain so much in so short of a time? So I'm going to show y'all what he said, right? Guess what they said? He was a Victor Maurus. Hold up. Now, these cats never went nowhere. I need y'all to follow me. I'm telling you, and if they did, they would come on my feed and tell me where they traveled at. Bear with me to get more information. Oh, I ain't got to travel nowhere, brother. Well, how the hell you going to know? Just pulling up Wikipedia. So you see what it says, right? I want you to see that. You see how they spelled Maurus? Moor? You see it right there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So everybody got it, right? So bear with me. I don't want to lose y'all. Bear with me. I'm gonna get my Instagram. You see the word spelled Maurus? Do you see that? That's Victor.
He's trying to make a point here. He has no idea what he's actually trying to say. He's just rambling right now. He's off his square. He doesn't know how to deal with this white Moor.
Saint Victor. But let's go to Portugal. Let's see if the spelling is the same.
What does the spelling have to do with anything? Why are you going to Portugal to see if the spelling is the same? This man wasn't from Portugal. So what is the argument that you're trying to make here? First of all, you already know, that there are many derivatives of the word Moor. Maurus, all type of different things, because they weren't even using the word Moor back in these ancient times. So I don't get what you're trying to say. You're off your square. You're lost. And this is not even nothing that you need to be trying to defend, and anything that you need to try to argue. It's an empty argument. You have no idea what you're talking about. You knew nothing about Saint Victor the Moor. You never spoke about him before you saw my video.
Maurus. The Moorish castle in Portugal. Hold up. That's me in Portugal. Rio de Moro in Portugal. Castelo dos Moros in Portugal. I want to sit y'all see this, man. This is very, very simple. Now,
all right, I'm gonna end it here because he's not even going anywhere with his argument. So let's move. Now, the brother was trying to make the argument that there's no white people and there's no black people, which is partly true, but not in the way that he meant it. Only in the literal sense. Nobody's skin color is actually black, and nobody's skin color is actually white. Connotative linguistics. Brother Sabir, please listen up. Connotation refers to a meaning suggested or implied by the use of a particular word beyond its literal denotative meaning. Connotation impacts how readers perceive the overall meaning of what a writer or speaker is trying to communicate. Connotative. Of a word or expression signifying or suggestive of an associative or secondary meaning in addition to the primary meaning. So what does that mean in terms of calling people black and white? The literal meanings of black and white is their colors. That's the literal meaning. The secondary meaning of black and white is they are people. This is nothing but connotative linguistics. Now, when we say a black person, we know that we're not referring to a European or a Caucasian. And when we say a white person, we know we're not referring to someone of African descent. It's just connotative linguistics. That's all. So stop saying there's no black people and there's no white people. Connotative linguistics. Secondary meanings of the word. Primary meanings are colors. Now let's get into St. Victor the Moor, the white Moor. Well, first let's establish that there were in fact white Moors. So I'm going to read this. As with the portrayal of Aztec Indians, the drawings are based on first-hand observation. They imply our knowledge of 16th century Moorish dress as recorded in 1526 by John Lang, who mentioned that half of the people of this state were white Moors. Who mentioned half of the people of this state were white Moors. Connotative linguistics, meaning a Moor that is not of African descent, a white Moor. Simple. Once you understand connotative linguistics, things will be a whole lot easier for you. Now let's skip down to the bottom. Blacks, morenos, blacks meaning somebody who is of African descent, somebody who is not a European, aka a Caucasian, a white person. Blacks morenos were clearly distinguished from Moriscos, who were forbidden to have slaves for fear that they would convert them to Islam, as recent conversos, whether Jewish or Muslims, were often suspected of heresy and relapse. So now, the Moors that invaded Spain in 711, when the Christians started the Reconquista and defeated the Moors then had to convert to their religion, which was Christianity. So once the Moors did that, they started calling them Moriscos. So the Christians started calling the Moors Moriscos. So what this is saying is that the blacks, the morenos that were in the area, were clearly distinguished from the Moriscos. So if the blacks were distinguished from the Moriscos, then that means the very Moriscos could not have been blacks themselves, meaning they must have been whites, something other than of African descent. Sabir, I know you want to hold on to your beliefs, but this is scholarship. I'm not dealing with your beliefs. Now let's get into St. Victor. St. Victor the Moor. Latin, Victor Maurus, born 3rd century in Mauritania, died in 303. Now what Sabir was trying to argue was that since the man was born in Mauritania, then that means he must have been African. No, brother, no. There are white people born all around the planet. And when I say white people, remember connotative linguistics. When I say white people, I'm meaning somebody who is not of African descent. So there were white people born in Africa. Yes, the Romans were running Africa. They were there. They were stationed there for hundreds of years. So they were populating. They were having children. Their children were born in Africa. There were white Romans born in Africa. Just because you're born in Africa does not mean that you're somebody of African descent. Get that out of your head, brother. Get it out of your head. Now I'm going to give you some more scholarship that will show you that there were white in Africa that were Moors. But a study made in 1936 on the Nami culture of slaves shows that even in Rome, as many slaves were called mauros as were called Gadalusas and Maurus together, and most of these latter would not have been blacks. Now, in this sentence, the latter would be the Maurus. So it's saying that the Maurus would not have been blacks. Now, Sabir, remember connotative linguistics. The word's secondary meaning. It is saying that the Maurus were not people of African descent. It is saying that the Moors were not of African descent. There were white Moors. You have to just embrace it. It is what it is. Moors were not only blacks. Remember connotative linguistics. Moors were not only of African descent. Now, I'm not trying to make an argument that all of the Moors were whites. No. Yes, there were black Moors and there were white Moors. Remember connotative linguistics. There were Moors of African descent and there were Moors of European or whatever descent. It is what it is. Moor is not a term that just applies to people of African descent like you would like to believe. It is not. Now let me just read a quick passage from Victor. What condition are you? Victor replied, I am a professor of Latin literature, a Latin grammarian. My father was a decurion of Constantine. My grandfather a soldier. He has served in the Comitatus, for our family is of Moorish origin. Now Victor is pleading with the Romans here. He got in some type of trouble and he's pleading with them. He's trying to say that my family is of Moorish origin. He's trying to use that to get himself out of whatever trouble that he got in. Victor, right here, this is him. He doesn't look like you. He is not kin to you. Victor is a white Moor. Remember connotative linguistics. When I say a white Moor, I just mean a person that is not of African descent. Here's some pictures of Saint Victor, the white Moor. It is what it is. The man was a Moor and he was not of African descent. These are all pictures of Saint Victor the Moor. Now he tried to be funny, think I didn't see it, tried to point to this picture as being Saint Victor. This is not Saint Victor the Moor. Stop it. This is Saint Lucian. Stop it. And even this guy, he's not of African descent. Yeah, he's darker than the other pictures, but he's not of African descent. Look at him. Stop trying to be slick.